Live for another episode of the High Response Marketing live stream, the best channel on YouTube for local business marketing. It's good to see you. I did not see you last week. I am sorry about that. I apologize. I didn't even realize it till I got a ton of emails saying, "Where are you? Where are you, Jake?" I was gone. I was having a baby. Having a baby. I didn't even get to send any emails out on this, so hopefully even to come on. So I'm gonna wait a couple minutes. I apologize if you're watching this. You might want to skip by a minute or two just to let people come on because I did not alert anyone. It's down to the wire, and I didn't want to. I almost didn't go live today. I almost didn't see you, but I didn't want to miss out. I think today we will just talk about local marketing. We will just Carlster's here. It's good to see you, Carlster. It's a tough one to say, but I can say it. Fred Allison is here. Good to see you, Fred. We're just going to talk local marketing today. I have some interesting postcard things that I never saw before. Oh, thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. Oh, Samson's here, my biggest fan. No one else showed up, but Samson showed up. Okay, yeah. Keep it in the background noise. Greg's printing away, I'm sure. Printing away. We've been super busy. I was freaking out when we were at 70 active campaigns. So these are 70 active postcard marketing campaigns going on. And then I started really losing it at 100. And right now we're at let me log in here. I'm in the freaking StreamYard forces you to use Chrome, and I used to use Chrome, but now I use Safari. So now I have to remember how to use Chrome. I'll just switch back over to Safari and see where we are. I was losing it at 70. I was really losing it at 100 active campaigns. All local marketing, just postcard campaigns. And right now we're at 136. 136 of them. It is wild. It's like 136 patients that you just got to keep checking on and make sure they don't die and they get the little treatments they need. Thank you. I appreciate that. Another baby. I'm up to my ears and babies. It was a rough one. It was a really rough delivery. I never want to experience that again, ever. It was tough. That was rough, but I'm here. That was last week. So it was Wednesday evening. We had the baby. I had two things I never have seen before in EDDMs, which was interesting. All in the same week, pretty much. One was the smallest route I've ever seen for EDDM, and one was the largest I've ever seen. Just individual route, all in the same week. It's so weird. Brave, I don't know. It's probably one of those ones that don't track your stuff. I can't be bothered. I say yes to everything. Everything's tracked. My social security number is probably out there floating around a million places. I just don't have the time for that. I just feel like you're always being tracked. I'm just assuming it's one of them DuckDuckGo ones or whatever. More power to you. I can't. I just have to type in the URLs. More clients, more money, yes, and more problems. More money, more problems. Remember that music video with those shiny spacesuit looking things? Son, you, congrats, Jake. Thank you, son. I appreciate that. Is a 1% response rate good for home services? Oh, this is a good question. This is a great question. And you're on the right track by saying a response is being an appointment set, because so many people just consider a response to be a sale, and that's not the best. A sale, a conversion for something like this for home services is not a good thing to consider response. So you are on a good track there. And I would even go further and say a response would be better, more ideal if it was just an inquiry, just someone responding to the postcard, whether that's could be as low as a QR code scan, a form they filled out, and a call they made. Maybe they didn't actually even send up one, it's just a call. Those are actually better figures because that's a response. That's what a response is. They responded in some fashion. They responded to this card, to this advertisement. So it would be good if you could just consider those and make it as easy as possible to respond. But to answer your question, is a 1% response rate good for home services? A 1% appointment set in general, home services is a wide range of industry. So you could be a little more specific and tell me what is the service, but it's a very good response rate. And if it's EDDM, it's even better. That's a huge response, a really big response rate. 1% response rate on home services via EDDM is a very high and probably lofty goal for response rate. Because, well, let's say hi to Bruce Roget because I'm really glad he showed up. And Earl Carvin, all the way. It made it over to the West Coast. It made it up to Las Vegas and it made it to California. I wasn't sure if the stream was going to make it that far. It did. The internet connection is good today. Let me pull up Sun's thing again too. Wait, let me say I'm gonna star Sun's comment. Unless it's Sun, I may be saying it wrong, but I'm gonna say Sun is probably the acceptable way to say it. Do you know any good application that scrape Google Maps? No, I don't, but a lot of people talk about Lead Kahuna. What's his name? David Sprague, I believe. And I thought he was a scam marketer or something, but everyone says he's really good. He's been around forever. And I've seen this piece of software promoted and revised and talked about for like a decade plus now. So it's got to be totally legit. I would probably look into that just because I've nothing but good about it. I don't scrape stuff. It's not my thing. It's nothing wrong with it. It's probably a fine piece of software, but I would check out Lead Kahuna. Someone else in here, I'm sure Bruce or Earl, someone will know, will vouch for that, or a software. Mom is not doing okay. She went through a really bad, it was a very, I mean, she's okay. We're all okay. Baby's fine. Baby's totally fine. Thank God. But it was a very, very difficult last minute delivery thing. So she's just sore for someone who's on her feet all day. She can't get out of bed only for a little bit. So it's very rough. I probably have to pick up the kids. I don't know if she is going to pick up the kids. I got to keep an eye on that because it's at 2. I almost forgot them yesterday. This is a really good question, and I'm really glad that you asked this, and I'm glad that we get to talk about this. I've been meaning to make many videos on this. 1% is very good. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's like 1%, and I think a lot of people's campaigns, when they're planning them, they think, well, if I get 1%, this will be good. I think you should check the math. So you always got to check the math and see if that works out. So if you're selling something that is like a $20,000 average ticket and you're expecting to get a 1% appointment set on this, the math, if you looked at the math and you said, okay, I can get this and I can get 100 people coming, setting appointments for this $10,000 or $20,000 ticket price, the math doesn't check out. It's too good to be true. It's just too good to be true. The math will not check out. If it sounds like you can make a profit, if you're looking at the numbers and it looks like you can make a profit, if your average cost to acquire an appointment is $200 for whatever you're doing now, or what is your average cost, just look at it and do the math with those figures in mind. Does this look like it's going to cost probably around $200? And if we can acquire enough response that it's about $200 worth of cost to acquire an appointment, then the math checks out. Then it's good. It's worth doing. And if you can get that down lower, you may be surprised. Maybe your direct mail gets it down to $150 or $100 per lead acquired. And there's all sorts of things you can find too, but the math checks out. I hope I'm making sense of that. But if you're doing the math and it looks like you're going to acquire these leads, these appointments for $3 each on something that you sell for $20,000 on average, the math doesn't check out. The math is faulty because it's really just a logic thing where people just say, if I get 1%, or if I get 3%, or if I get 0.5% or something, I must get at least 1%. That you're just basing this on like logic, which is really faulty. You got to figure out what response rate will it take to make it worth doing. That response rate can be in 5%. That response rate can be 0.1%. Every situation is different. I don't know what you sell. There's so many factors. I haven't made, but I got to get Scott's review card. I really have to get this done. He just wants to choke me, and he has every right to. But I have a really good direct mail guide, little simple guide. And there's these 9 things that factor in response. So you basically can work down this list and from top to bottom, and it would tell you what your response will be, basically. Thank you, Samson. Samson sent me $10. He's my biggest fan. Thank you. I gotta go to diaper fund. I'm still 20 years now. 20 years now, and I have not had to go a period of time without buying diapers. I am so tired of buying diapers. For 20 years, I have been buying diapers. For 20 years. There has not been a period of time where I have not had to buy diapers in 20 years. Yeah. Bruce says Lee Kuhn is totally legit. So we're going to go by Bruce's words. I hear nothing but good about it. And this is a piece of software that's been around like 10 plus years. I think late 2000s, and it just continuously gets revised. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Samson. Thank you again. Biggest fan. Is everyone on board with me on this? This is a great question. It's just a great question. You could have the services like the EDDM is a big thing. Are you sending an EDDM or targeted list? If you're sending it to a targeted mailing, the response rate is going to be significantly higher than if it's EDDM because you're hitting all targets or more targets. If you're sending to just homeowners and you're not sending it to anyone who's not a homeowner, automatically your response rate is going to be significantly higher with a targeted mailing. If you're sending it to people who are homeowners and own single family homes and not to people who own where it's dual family homes or multifamilies or people with higher incomes or within a certain age range, all that stuff will drive the response rate up just based on who it's going to. So it's not a fair comparison to just say 1% because we don't know who's it going to. Sarah's here. We were just talking about you. Sarah's laying in the bed, which is not like Sarah. Internet crashed. I don't know what that. Hopefully everyone stayed on. It crashed. It just crashed. Yeah, it crashed. Someone emailed too. They said you're 6 minutes wait, you're not showing up, and they didn't email you. I'm sorry. Then they go, oh, you're on. I just didn't have a chance. It's so busy. It doesn't look because I'm in my front office and it's quiet right here. But it's so busy. I cannot see straight. I can't even, right? Things are crashing, things are burning, people are freaking out, panicking, and people, but I take the time out to show up live. So I don't even have the time to write an email. It's that rough. I'm sorry, but I'm showing up. That's what I can do. I can show up for you. Trust me. All I want to do is make videos. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do all day. I just want to make YouTube videos. That's all I want to do. Buck and Doe are here. Anthony, and I can't remember your wife's name. Buck and Doe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry for the little mix up, but I sent you some more. Shout out AGH Disposal too. Little garbage trash. Okay, so these kind of postcards are perfect. They just show you exactly what it's doing. Contractors, Stephanie Santiago, Field Realty. These guys do a ton. I always shout my friends at Field Realty. Number 1 real estate team in the capital region and number 2 real estate team in all of New York State. They do so many of these. I can't even keep them straight. There's so many. They do tons. 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. They do constantly. Constantly. If you're living in the Capital District, you must get one of these things every 5 seconds in your mailbox. Yeah, I'm back. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's a blessing and a curse. I tell everyone, I'm like, I don't even know how to describe this because I'm grateful, incredibly grateful, but it's just a nonstop stream of business. It doesn't stop. It's like a freight train and it just keeps coming. It just keeps we're doing everything we can. I've added 2 more people. We're doing everything we can just to keep up with it all. I said, I'm going to set some boundaries. And I have this sitting right up here. From 1:30 to 3 every day, besides Thursdays, I'm going to film. I'm going to record content or work on content. And then I'm going to edit and work on more from 3:30 to 4:30. Like I made this specific schedule. I haven't been able to follow it since. So my staff's all yelling at me and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to set these boundaries. That's all I want. Yeah, that's all I want to do. It's the most fun thing ever, making these videos. I love it. I make YouTube videos. I love them. It's my favorite thing to do. I even like editing them because I can see it. I can see what I want. But I can't do it. It's just so busy. Think what I have to do. You run into these logistical problems. Just how do we invoice people faster? It's these logistical processes that when you have a lot of business coming in, how to manage it all. And we have good systems, and I'm a systems person, but I also like to personally be involved with things. And I really I don't want someone having to fill out forms and worry about the wrong specs and have this faceless interaction. So I'm not a huge super automated. I'm going to make all these forms and stuff. I don't like that. But I think what I have to do is just hire at least 1 or 2 more admin people. So because we're just struggling on the admin side, just literally just invoicing people can't even collect payments fast enough. Can't even deposit the checks. I have a stack of checks over there that have to be deposited, but we got to get to the bank. Where's the time to go to the bank? Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you. I wish I could show, but I can't. Like on my CRM, if you could see the amount of deals that we're working on, it's so hot. It's so high. It's amazing. And I want you to be like that. If you're in the marketing business, if you are a local marketer, or you're even a business owner, and you're just looking for a side hustle, get into print, get into postcards. There is just an insatiable demand. I'm going to put that on here. It's insatiable. There's an insatiable demand for postcard marketing right now. insatiable. There is so much business. Combination of, I think it's two things. Oh, Char's here. Yes, I haven't seen you forever. Char Daddy. I haven't seen Char in so long. Ernie Barrett's here. Everyone's showing up. I love it. Yes. Insatiable demand for postcard marketing and print. I think it's two things. I think it's one is it's back in fashion. Okay, it's back in fashion. And two, there's not a lot of options for a local marketer, local business. There's not many options for you to advertise. There's only a few. It's not like there was decades ago where you had the phone book and you had the news, you had 2 or 3 newspapers, you had billboards, you had all these options of advertising, radio and TV. All that is gone away or become severely limited, and it was overtaken by these digital platforms, which are now getting people frustrated. They're not bedazzled by them like they used to. It's not this shiny new thing anymore. So direct mail has come back into fashion because it's like this mysterious kind of thing that it's like, okay, I hear about this. This sounds really promising because it's very powerful. How do I do it though? I don't know how to do it. I get a designer for print. I don't know how to do this. USPS regulations. So it puts you, the marketer, the savvy marketer, in a pretty good position when you're selling postcard marketing. And it's easier to sell. No one else is out there selling it, as opposed to the billions of people that are trying to sell digital services. Sam says I use a couple VAs. Yeah, I had a VA for a long time. She lived in North Carolina, but she was fantastic. And that was a great relationship. And it just, over time, we grew, she grew. Everyone, I'm an in-staff kind of person. I'm not going to VA someone that's not here. I'm just not going to do it. Things won't move as quick. I'm an in-person staff. It's why I like little local business too. It's why I like local marketing. I like that. I like in the trenches, people face to face. I like that. That's just me. It's one of my downfalls. I got scammed once on a VA too. I got scammed on a caller. I hired a caller. This is a long time ago. This is when I first started. This guy, oh my God, it was over Skype. He was in the Philippines, super cheap, and he was like talking so good, and he had all the right things to say, and he just needed. He ended up scamming me Western. I can't believe I sent this guy Western Union. He had the best story. I mean, he was a pro at it. I sent him this $300 or something. That was a lot of money for me then too. And then disappeared. Just totally disappeared right after. I got scammed. Holly. Oh, Holly is okay, gotcha. Anthony and Holly. Nice. Insatiable demand. Print is also good. I don't understand why any of you guys that are selling postcards, just postcard space, 9x12 space, stuff like that, and you don't sell print at the same time. It's mind-boggling to me, because if you don't, you're going to sell more print than you are postcard spaces. They work hand in hand. And if you don't sell the postcard space, you can still sell the print. Like, you will have a conversion rate of so high. If you talk to 10 business owners and you're pitching print and co-op space, 9x12 or whatever, shared co-op space, postcard co-op space, when you throw print into the mix, you're going to have like 20 to 50% closing rate on the postcard. And then you're going to have like 50% of a print closing rate. So you're going to have this, when you combine the two, you have like a 70-80%. If you go into 10 business, if you talk with 10 business owners, you're going to sell 7 or 8 of them on a postcard or print. You're going to walk away vast majority of the time with either a deal or a really, really strong lead, where it's something in the near future they're going to want. But you guys can keep leaving money on the table because there's more for us. It's one of the best ways to get in the front door of business. Yes. Yeah, it's a commodity. Yes, Char gets it. Char gets it. It's a commodity. It's just you're selling a commodity. You're selling something that there's a good story I have. I sold a longtime client. I was prospecting for a 9x12 card, and there was this tanning place being built. Like they were moving in. I see the guys working. So I walked in there. It was on a Saturday. Might have even been a Sunday. And there were two guys in there, and I'm introduced myself, and they're like, we just opened this business. We definitely need business cards. And I'm thinking the one guy owns a psychology practice. Okay. And the other guy was a personal trainer, and they both got in this side project. I got on this tanning booth. They were like getting it set up. So I end up getting the business for both of them. But what was mind-boggling was there's a printing business across the street, like across the street. There's the only printer in town, in the village, is right across the street. But it was too much effort. It was too much effort for them to go across the street and try to figure out how to get it designed and deal with the people. They didn't have the time. The guy's a psychologist running this big, huge autism practice. And I sold him a logo, or, I redid his logo, beautiful business cards, brochures for years. We still do work for them. Letterhead, and then this personal trainer buddies, plus the suntan place and banners and all sorts of stuff. When he could have just gone across the street. But it's too much effort. Sounds crazy, but until you've been a busy business owner and value your time, you know that it's too much effort. I can't deposit checks in the bank because I cannot get to the bank. And I'm not going to put someone else on to go to the bank because they need to be doing something else. Depositing the checks is so far down the priority because of time. And this is why businesses go printing. And while they'll pay even more, just to have someone they can text, call, email, and say, I'm ready for more. Samson, I need more. Char, I need more. I need this. I got a friend who needs this. I got my best friend who needs this. I met this guy who needs this. I'm telling him to go to you. The referrals go like crazy. Lacuna, cheap, $2.99. Well worth it. Way cheaper than pulling up lists. That's exactly why you got to be selling print. So much money is commodity. It replenishes. Okay. You don't have to worry about the delivery. That's why I don't like building websites. Because when you take the money and then you got to go build the website, and then you got to spend freaking weeks, months, hours building this website. I hate that. And then you're done, and you already spent that money. I like print is bam, done. And then it runs out and you need another one. Love it. You go to, I say this all the time, you go to Staples counter. Go over to your Staples or FedEx or Miniman Press. You're going to see some kid behind that counter, and that kid is selling more deals to business owners than you ever will, than you experienced marketers will ever sell. This kid is giving advice to these business owners every single day. He's selling way more than you ever will behind that counter because it's a commodity. They're coming in droves. If you put up a sign that says SEO on sale today, who's going to stop in? But if you put up a thing say business cards, 50% off, business cards, $20 for 1,000 or something, you're going to have people coming in like crazy because it's a commodity. And that's all you got to do is get them in your hooks. Jeremy, it's good to see you all the way to San Diego. I was worried it was going to make it there. It made it to California, but I wasn't sure if it made it to San Diego. Almost under the border of Mexico. Totally $2.99. Yeah. Yeah, too much. Too much. Then you got the time. You got to log in on the phone. The password never works. I got to reset it, or it says too many tries. Then you got to scan them all. You know how long it takes to scan the freaking checks? If you have 30 checks, like this is an all day process of scanning the checks, and one didn't go through and one did, and you got to save them to see if they don't deposit. The lighting wasn't right, the thing got kicked back, error screen, the app shuts down, you got to like these are the problems that this is why business, like you go to a restaurant, they're not depositing the checks. They have to go physically with the bag and the money bag and stuff to do it. It's too much work. So it just sits there piling up. Then I lose the check. I know that's it's almost to that point, Earl. I'm gonna send them to you and just say, tell me how much. Do you know there's a guy? I work with a white label supplement company. I was working with Staples because they were shocked at the cost I was able to get them. It's like they never. Yeah. People pay crazy, especially for speed. People pay crazy amounts on printing. Insane. People pay $1 a piece for business cards sometimes. $1 a piece. You buy $100 for 100 business cards. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I will. Best thing you can do, give out free business cards. Go to a business owner. Go to business owners and just give out free cards. Say, I run a small printing and marketing business. I love what you're doing here. Just thought I'd say hi, introduce myself. I'd love to give you free business cards. Could I print some cards? If you like them, on your next orders, you can buy them. Go and give all the free business cards you want away, because a printing deal in general, especially with lifetime value, is worth way more than the $25 or whatever it's going to cost you to outsource some business cards for me or whatever wholesale printer you're going to use. To acquire the lead is so cheap. You're going to make that back. You're going to, in like 7 out of 10 of those times where they take you up on it, they're going to buy from you. They're going to say, you know what? I'll just buy them. Give me 1,000. I need them now. I need this. I need to you do banners. You do decals. You do letterhead. I need yard signs. You're going to walk out that you're going to offer things for free, legitimately for free. I will print you business cards. And you're going to walk out there with a relationship, a long-time relationship, and lots of sales right off the bat. That's all you do. Just give away free. It makes prospecting easier too, because you're like giving stuff away for free. Like, let me talk to the owner. I own a local print shop. Let me talk to the owner. I just want to ask them something. Just give them something for free. Yeah. Sweet. What was I going to say? I was going to say this guy. It's slightly off topic, but we're talking about like scamming. I don't know. There's this guy right near me in Hamilton, New York, which is like half an hour from me south. He's they just nailed him as a Ponzi scheme. This guy owns everything in Hamilton around what's that college? Colgate University. It's this little tiny it's in the middle of nowhere, but there's this university there, this fancy village called Hamilton. I think it's a village. I don't even think it's a city. And this guy like owns all the property there. He owns all the apartments. He owns all student housing. He owns like everything. He's had just this, I don't even know what his business. He just owns a bunch of businesses. Well, for like 30, 40 years, since like the 1970s, he's been taking people's money privately, and they've been giving him money, and he's been producing a return. So he's been giving them like 7% returns. And it was just like he knew everyone in town. So over the decades, people have been giving him money, 10,000, 20,000 here, 30,000 here. And he'd been doing this for 30 years, but he got sick recently. The guy's probably like 80, and it all fell apart. And now he's $90 million in this. 90 million. And I think his assets, they're liquidating his assets. It's only like 21 million or something. So 90 million. This guy in this little podunk town, $90 million. Ponzi scheming he's got out there. I don't know why I brought that up, but it's funny. Yeah, this is excellent, especially for those of you that don't like to give stuff away. See, I just give it away. I just give. So that is a very good strategy. Yeah. This is in this like little crap town. A very good, I'm going to take the banner off. A very good print practice is, I'm going to call it this, good print practice. This is a really good exercise for those of you selling marketing, is to think of a niche. So it could be like bath remodeler, it could be lawyer, it could be accountant, coffee shop owner, small retail. Think of a niche or list just a bunch. Think of all the ones that you can, and then think of all the things that they would want for printing or need, want, use. What they could they use for printing? That is an outstanding exercise. One, you can make a nice list of that you can refer back to for when you deal with these kind of industries, and you'll know to bring up certain products. One, you sound like an expert when you know that, but it's good. It's just good for you to use as a reference, but also to just build your knowledge of, like, when you talk to these people, what they're going to want. There's nothing worse than being a marketer and talking to a business owner, and they can immediately tell that you don't really know their industry. You don't use the terms they use. And it goes the other way around too. Is when you start talking to a business owner of a certain industry and you start talking in their terms, you start using the terms that they use. You're calling them clients or customers or patients or deal, whatever the word that the buyers, whatever they're using as a term for that industry. Helps position you as an expert, but also just knowing sometimes you're talking about print and you're introducing yourselves. You may want to mention some of the things you print. You're going to want to mention the things that they are likely to use. So what is like a lawyer? Let's take a lawyer. Let's do that. What does what does a lawyer use for print and marketing? Let's just do marketing too, because I know a lot of you guys are marketers of all different types, but let's just take that as an example. I will soon, and it's really powerful. You will literally understand. There's 9 things that influence response. There's 9 things, and they go from top to bottom, with the top being the biggest factor of generating response to the smallest. And I can't wait to get that out, because it's going to help so many people. And you can literally check these things off. And by the more you have checked off, you start hitting 5, 6 of these things, postcard starts to get really, really, really powerful. You start hitting 8, 9, 10, and you have a bunch of powerhouse postcards. But we're going to use this as an exercise, because I got to make sure I'm gone before I got to pick up my kids. What does a lawyer? We're just using a lawyer. What does a lawyer use for print and marketing? So if you're a business, you're a local marketer, and you're selling to, let's say, lawyer, you're trying to help lawyers. What are some things that you can use or will be using or interested in for print and for marketing? Does anyone want to throw some ideas out? Oh, you could do a sticky seller. You can do the sticky seller using this format, my favorite format. Get that B2B list, like Char said, business to business list, and send the postcard, this exact size, this exact format. It's called a sticky seller. I have a whole course on it. I think it's higheresponsemarketing.com/sticky. And you sell this to the businesses, and you get a bunch of ads on it that want to sell to businesses as well. And then you get your ad. You can put yours all along the back if you want. You get free advertising. And you can make it sticky too, which is in the course. Arnell said letterheads. Perfect. Letterheads. The more experience you get, well, for me, it's important because I deal with so many different industries. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're just dealing with 1 or 2. But you should know that in whatever industry it is, you should know inside and out, and you should be able to rip these off. So the better you get, you should be able to you throw an industry at it and just spit out a whole bunch of stuff that they'll need. Because when you're on the spot and you're talking to someone of a certain niche, you're going to want to know, okay, they're going to need this. They're going to be interested in this. Letterheads is perfect. Arnell is correct. Letterheads. But he's the only one that knows what a lawyer wants. No one else works with lawyers. David Sprague tells me first time he was calling on dentists, talking about customers. It tells you how to sell them and call their customers patients. This is learning this stuff in the field. Yes. You never want to use it's an instant turnoff. Instant turnoff. They know automatically, they know you don't know their industry. Doesn't mean that you might not sell it, but they're gonna know. They're gonna know. Okay, this person doesn't understand. They're calling my patients customers. I don't call customers, not customers. Different niches use all different. You got to use that terminology. Somewhere in a guide, I have a list of all that too. And when you use the right terms, you start looking like a pro. That is a great story there. Lawyers, what are they going to call them? They're going to call them clients. Clients. That's what they're going to refer to them as, clients. So you're going to say clients. So many patients, clients, buyers, sellers, listings, deals, customers, prospects, every relationships, I know, associates, I don't know. Every industry has their preferred term. Respectable. It's just like the jails. Like sometimes they call them inmates, sometimes they call them felons, sometimes they call them convicts. They switch it around every now and then. Greg has a great idea there. Car air fresheners for marketing. Perfect. Who's the air freshener guy? Is Arnell the air freshener guy? One of them does. Yeah, I think it's Arnell. I think Arnell's big into that. That's funny I mentioned that. Yeah. Yeah, I have samples. Well, I'm out. Now we have a few. I just checked them the other day. We have a few. No one else knows. I got to go soon. But okay, since no one else knows what lawyers use, you've got letterhead stationery. So you've got envelopes, business cards, upscale business cards. Okay, lawyers like the real fancy stuff. Something like the suede finishes, velvet finishes, silk finishes, rounded corners, rack cards. When people come in, they want brochures, rack cards, things that they can take and hand. The fold over business cards are good for attorneys, where it has like your rights. You know, they can carry around what to do if they get drunk. If they get pulled over for the drunk driving, and they can turn it over and see, those are really good ones. So you do kind of want to think what this practice is. Is this one where they're aggressively marketing and they're going to want all sorts of promotional type of stuff? Maybe they're sponsoring events, banners. The stand-up retractable banners are a big thing. Direct mail postcards, thank you cards, folders, envelopes. I think I said, but presentation folders are a really big one. Websites, obviously. What do you call veterinarian customers? Dogs, dogs. No, dog owner, pet owners. Yes, owners. That's a good one. Even you don't have to be a pro at this already. Just if you're dealing with a specific niche, just think of what they're calling them. If you're going to talk to veterinarians, maybe do a little research, maybe just look up what they call their patients, their customers. Do a little research. It pays off. Pays off. Nothing better than when you have a prospect or you got a relationship, you refer, whatever, you run into and you can speak their language. They're like, wow, this guy or this girl knows exactly this is, they know me exactly. You know, I was talking to another marketing company. They didn't know this industry. And you might even become a pro in that industry, in that specific niche. Brochures, articles, companies have service surprise, a lot of education. Yeah, for attorneys. Yes. Yes. Adoptions, immigration attorneys, right? You have multiple, might have brochures in 2 different languages, 5 different languages. God, the legal industry is so many. You could just specialize in one niche, sub niche. There's workers comp and malpractice, trial attorney, criminal, DWI, divorce, family court, adoptions, immigration, trademark. I think these people go through print like crazy. Branding, identity, help them build an identity. You'd be surprised at how a lot of attorneys, actually my attorney client, we got to do a refresh overhaul. It's been 10 years now and his practice has grown tremendously. We got to do it. We're still using the same identity from 10 years ago. We got to refresh it up. I probably should go get my kids here because they get out of school 2:07. It takes me about 12 minutes or so to get there. But I had a really great time talking with you guys. Sometimes I like these. Everyone's going to be mad because I didn't send the email. low turnout because I didn't send the email out to anyone. But that's why I got to subscribe to YouTube. You subscribe to YouTube. And I want to just shout out, where's my boy Samson, for sending me that cash. I appreciate that a ton, Samson. You're my number one live stream fan. Son, I didn't hear back from you, I don't think. I didn't think you come, but hopefully you saw this. I'd be happy to maybe make a whole episode on that topic alone. But I had a great time seeing you guys. I gotta go. Yeah, I do. I've only missed a couple. I've only missed a few. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate it. I gotta get Scott's review card guide done, which is a super good one. But he got choked me. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. This is such a good strategy. You go in there, you're in that place, you pick up their business cards, you feel it. Where do you get this? You want something better? I got something better for you. You guys I can't believe you're using this flimsy old thing, Vistaprint card with a big attorney firm. What are you? I like to even say things, especially to higher upscale business owners. I believe you're broke. Listen, if it's not in the budget, to get the fancy cards, they're going to budget because I like that because it's like, oh, Jesus, I have the money for this. If it's not in the budget, going to have to catch another working. I got to slip and fall out here just to get you to buy the business cards. I get the workers' comp case, freaking malpractice suit. That's the way I talk to these people too. It's so funny. Okay, yes. Good. This is the biggest important thing. Good. Yes. Limp lettuce. What's that? Like UPS driver, he comes to pick up every day. And which reminds me, I gotta pack stuff up for him. What do you call cocaine? The devil's dandruff. I never heard that term before. We were making fun of somebody. He goes, oh, the devil's dandruff. God, I never heard that term. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, guys. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.